on YouTube. Woohoo! All right,
Got it.
should be a notification there. Hi, Rhonda. Thank you so
Hi.
much for joining me. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Energy Upgrade Feng Shui Tips with Lisa. I have with me today Ronda Foster, Intuitive Relationships Guide. And woo! And we are going to be doing today an energy upgrade session. So if this is your first time here, you found us by no mistake. I encourage you to stick around. We're going to be diving into an energy session in which we're going to uncover your intentions and your goals and the best path towards moving forward towards it with clarity and ease. So we're going to be using ancient and modern means to do this. If you are returning, I thank you so much for liking and sharing and subscribing. It means so much to me to keep this little channel going, and also gives me feedback so I can make this better for you all watching. And yeah, so Rhonda, why don't you say hello to everybody and give yourself a little introduction, and we'll get warmed up. I'm going to light my my incense here with intention.
Hello, everybody. I am also known as Ifa Kemi. I am a high priestess and Olarisha of African traditional religion called Ifa. And I am a serial business owner. So I own Botanica Yamayao Lokun, located here in St. Petersburg, Florida. And I am so happy to be here today with you guys, and hopefully we can bring in some wonderful energy here and have a great session today. Lisa, thank you so much for inviting me.
Yay, you know we will. You know there's going to be good energy here. So Rhonda, she is in my High Vibe Entrepreneurial Women mastermind group, and she is just amongst my team of wizards, I'll say. Just super powerful, so much wisdom, insight, and intuition. And Rhonda just blows me away every day with her ideas, her insights. And what I think is really cool too now, Rhonda, is that you're shifting into being that relationship guide for everyone, using all of the modalities that you've been studying and cultivating and growing.
Yes.
Do you want to share a little bit about some of the modalities you're injecting into this this new shift that you have towards relationships?
Absolutely. Being a priestess, you know, a part of my everyday journey is doing consultation. Most of my consultation, probably about 90%, are women who just have, you know, just different things that were happening in relationships. And then also, you know, being a mother for also, and then 2 girls, I started noticing a pattern of just relationships that were just not very good relationships. So I literally have been doing some very hard work, studying lots and lots of class work into becoming a certified relationship coach, life coach, and intuitive coach. And I have come up with, and literally I've started writing a book about relationships and the different modalities that come up in relationships. And we just literally need to change the cycle. We need to have an awareness of elevation within ourselves, and in relationships start in ourselves. Like if we're not happy, we can't make a partner happy. If we're not happy, we have to do lots and lots of work. And I am just signed up for that task, and really wanting to change the dynamic of how we view first ourselves before moving in to different models of relationship. And again, like it doesn't have to be a one-on-one relationship with a partner. It's a relationship with your employer. It's a relationship with your children. There's different modes of relationship, but they all kind of like lead back to the same thing. Like if we're not whole and if we're not self-elevating ourselves and taking care of ourselves and doing the work, then we cannot be fulfilled in any type of a relationship.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, I love to just witness you really get focused in on something and listen to what everyone is needing around you, and then soaking in all the knowledge and wisdom, anything from herbal to feng shui to
Yes.
life coaching. And so I know, and you have your ritual work and so on and so forth with the ancestry. And so it's very deeply valuable. I'm so honored to have you here. I'm going to ask that everybody right now, including us, Rhonda, to write
Yes.
down on a piece of paper your goal and your intentions. We're going to be doing this Yi Jing reading for the collective. So everyone, if you have an idea of what your goal can be, it doesn't have to be, it can be general goal, it can be how you picture yourself being in the future, really just higher than what your mind maybe can even comprehend kind of goal. Just really reach high for this goal that you have, because it's possible. I recommend, if you do have a blocking pen, that's always preferable in the future to use in your work in this. You can keep a journal as you're following along each week in these energy upgrade sessions, and then reflect back and see how far you've come. And that's a really beautiful part of the journey, because you will make headway. What's really cool in this week, if you're watching right now, so this is a timeless experience here. If you're watching with us live, this could apply for you right now in this moment. But if you're watching this on a playback and a recording, this could also apply for you. But right now, today, when we're recording, it's August 5th. And what I'm learning of my friends and all the communities I'm in, this is a very powerful time for manifesting your desires and your goals. And it's a great time to check in. So not only just is it like mid-year for businesses, good time to reevaluate and assess just the life goals, your life path journey. Really check in with yourself here. Like Rhonda's saying, it's important to go within and make sure that you have some sort of direction. We want to make sure that you don't have any stagnation in life and that you keep flowing and growing. So with your goal on your paper, hold it in your mind's eye. I'm going to be divining the ancient I Ching using divination cards. And let's see what's happening here. So I'm going to ask of the I Ching, please share with us today. What do we need to know for the collective to help them move forward with clarity and ease towards their goals? And for the greatest and highest good. Thank you. Whoop, that one just jumped right out. Hexagram 50 is the cauldron. So hexagram 50, really beautiful energy. I love the word cauldron too. So it's fire above and wind below. That's the energy. So, and Rhonda knows this, and many of you watching know this if you've been with us for a while, is looking at the ancient I Ching tells us a story of ourselves through the study of environmental science. And it's very, very ancient, over 4,000 years old in text. And there's been a lot of different translations. And Carl Jung is one in history who used the I Ching to work in his work. But it is something that we can use in our day-to-day. Wow, that just jumped out. Our day-to-day to better understand ourselves, and while removing our ego from the situation. So doing it this way helps us to tap in using our intuition in a way that we don't control the outcome. So we don't want to have an attachment to the outcome, right? Do you have any thoughts there on attachments to outcome, Rhonda?
I do.
I know we talk about it a lot. It's like
we have been talking about this very subject. Sometimes we just have these attachments that we need to work on detaching ourselves from certain things, certain people, certain thought patterns, certain things from what we've grown up to believe to be true. Don't always mean that like it isn't true. It always speaks of season and how every season changes. And so we need to be very versatile and be willing to, again, adjust and make changes within ourselves when
I
it's time to
love
make
that.
those
Yeah,
changes.
and just really
Yeah.
allow our life to unfold in the way that it should without
Yes.
trying to control the outcome because it
Yeah.
feels struggly. It takes away our joy.
It does. And it takes more energy to hold on to
It
something
does.
that doesn't serve us than the energy to just let it go and just walk away from it.
It really, really does.
Mhm.
In today's reading for the collective, hexagram 50 shifting into 24, the energy of returning. So the energy of returning is earth above and thunder below. So this is the immediate future for us. So cauldron shifting into returning. Before we get into that, I'm going to pull up our emotional aura frequency to allow that to run while we're doing the divination. Share screen with you. So I'm typing your names in. With intention. Intention is the most important ingredient. And I'm using this is the modern that we're integrating. So this is using a software called SRC for you, for those of you who aren't familiar. And it's a software that has intuitive discernment. So what we are doing here is pulling upon the collective emotional aura frequency, because what we desire in our auras are for them to be whole and without any tears, rips, or impermeations. Because when we have these permeations, they're caused by stress. And we want to make sure that we're protected as well as possible, operating at our best 100% frequency levels, whatever that may be. So when we are operating under stress and we have these leaks, these energy leaks, we're leaking energy, and we're also susceptible to retaining negativity from those around us. So when you have these tears and rips and holes in your aura field, and you're going out around the town, you might be getting ready to go out to a bar or something, that would be a terrible idea. So you want to make sure that you're doing the maintenance work for yourself. And here I'm pulling upon what is present within our emotional aura field right now. And what it results in is a big issue around backstabbing. It's at a rating of 3, so it's relatively low, but this is and because we're pulling upon Rhonda, we're pulling upon the collective list right now.
Absolutely.
It's larger than the ones that we do with just the two of us.
Wow.
We're needing to access, prove your self-worth to yourself, and only you can rescue you.
Wow.
Stress and dealing with stress, that's at a relatively high number of 9 out of 10. Within the work realm, you are wrong, I am right syndrome. In negativity within self, intolerant of others, that's shame-based. Negativity of toxic emotional situations, ashamed of the sexual body, needing to access living in peace, and within the family, mother-in-law issues.
Wow. Wow.
So some of these things, some of you may be saying, stop spying on me, this is happening to me. Some of these may be reminding you of a phone call you had, but all of these are residing within some level of your consciousness and awareness. And we're going to resolve them by removing all the negatives and accessing the positives. And this will be happening in the background. As a reminder, make sure you're fully hydrated during these sessions. We are exchanging energy through these virtual means through electromagnetic fields. We know that there's a negative effect within EMF, but there's also a positive, and this is one of them. So we're sharing energy in this way. Please be fully hydrated. Water is a conductor of energy, and our bodies are mostly made out of water, right? So this may improve how you are receiving energy today. And just always stay hydrated. Okay, so we're gonna let this work in the background, and I'm gonna jump back into talking about what the guidance is from the I Ching and the energy of the cauldron. And Rhonda, I'll let you dive into with your frequency too, as you always do with great guidance. So the cauldron symbolizes nourishment and rejuvenation. Sooner or later, good comes to those who do good. Joy comes to those who bring joy to others. Opportunity comes to those who persist in their dreams. So before this session, Rhonda and I also had our mastermind call, and this is basically building upon that, right?
Definitely.
So, and also just the introduction where we were talking about the sense of self and self-worth. And rejuvenation is a returning to one's natural desires and recharging of batteries that comes from making progress towards one's aspirations. Oh my gosh. So returning to one's desires is a recharging of our batteries.
It is.
So being able to do this check-in right now, everyone, this is serving you better than you even know. This reading suggests nourishment and transformation for people of goodwill. Good fortune and success are indicated here. Healthy, regular sustenance is vitally important, as symbolized by the cooking pot of the cauldron, which provides nourishment to all. And when the cycle of humanity reaches its apex, each person's sustenance comes in the form of fulfilling their deepest needs and desires. Rejuvenation means that people in honorable pursuit of their dreams are properly nourished and valued. When society is functioning properly, such people are supported and encouraged to contribute to their best abilities. A fresh approach to old habits is indicated. Look for ways of putting new life into old forms. So that means, like, if we're talking about relationships here, how can you bring new life into maybe perhaps routines or the way that you're approaching in your communications? And in business, this means taking a look at systems and perhaps shifting and being agile, and just as Rhonda is doing, and growing and shifting into what is inspiring her and lighting her up. Only when great vitality is present can real breakthroughs be achieved. So vitality, that life, that chi, life force energy, that vitality. So that's something that we work with a lot in Feng Shui, right, Rhonda, is that
Absolutely.
chi and life force, and checking in and really sensing, like doing a body scan of ourselves, looking around our environment and seeing, where is the energy stuck? Where is it not flowing? Where is my body expressing being stuck? Because we can look outward into our environment and say, like, there's a space within our environment that we can be working on to help get that energy going, even within ourselves. That's my little TED talk. Thanks for coming to it. So change line wise, there's a lot happening on the divine and also in the human realm. So lots of change lines, and the energy right now is very unstable. And it may be causing people, those of you watching at home, let us know if this resonates, but you might be feeling a little bit of angst, like you're not doing enough, like you're not swimming fast enough. You might be feeling pressured or squeezed during this time because there's so much changing going on all levels, from a very high level. So profound advice is transmitted from a sage to a worthy disciple. Remain open to wisdom. It is as real as the wind, even if its sources are just as unpredictable. When great fortune results from open-mindedness and receptivity, all goes well. So I was laughing because wind in Feng Shui, so wind and water, right? So Feng Shui practitioners, we work with the wind and water type of energy. And so water we can see, wind we can't always see, but we know that it exists. And that's really profound, because we might be receiving wisdom. You might be receiving wisdom here on YouTube today, or from friends that you're walking around and you don't quite believe something to be true, but it exists. And so I think that's something to keep in the back of our minds as we're moving forward in this week during this energy. Some aspects of character, resources, or available assistance are insufficient to the challenge before you. Either someone was not fully trained or properly prepared for the task, or they did not commit to it wholeheartedly. Insufficient skills or resources coupled with large plans can spell disaster. So whether this is work or family, take a look or inventory of the people working around you towards that are impacting your goal, and potentially could throw it off a little because they might not be prepared to have a conversation with you about what your goal is at this time. They might not be prepared to fulfill the role that you're assigning them in work. So keep that awareness about you right now so that your goals actually come to fruition. Coming back down a little bit further towards the earthly realm, there's an indication that you may be impeded in your progress right now. The resources are being squandered, and perhaps your talents are not being recognized. But if you meet the difficulties with a great attitude, the challenges will be overcome. Sure, you may be confronted with obstacles, even with some loss, but good fortune comes in the end to those whose character is solid. Does that make you think of, we've had conversations about this lately too.
It does. Character, we and EFI practitioners, we know it as EY Pelly, good character. When we display good character and we have good character, it does open the channel for good energy to flow to us. So that resonated like a lot for sure.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's important to check in and see where is your drive, where's your need as you're moving towards your goals, and is it for somehow for the greater good. So it says you are confident and may be able to secure some measure of prosperity in the near future. At the same time, you could experience some envy and mistrust from others along the way, but that's their problem. So we talk about attachments, don't even get attached to other people's problems with you. It's their problem. This is your moment, a time for you to achieve something. There is no real danger now. Limit your attention to the challenges and focus instead on the opportunities in front of you. So as we talk about clarity, so if you're focusing on all of the challenges, you're not even going to see the opportunity right in front of your face. And we talk about this a lot too in Feng Shui practice. And you can start to cultivate a good habit right at your front door. So as we're shifting into the fall season, and Rhonda, we were talking about harvest season.
Yes.
Now's a good time to spruce up that front door and make sure your windows are clear. Energetically, what this does is it works with yourself for you to better able to attract the opportunities and welcome them in, and also the visibility, right? So we want to be treating our opportunities as a welcomed guest, and you can mirror that within your home environment. And if you are virtuous as you nurture your unique talents, you will succeed even if you are in a humble position at the moment. Cleanse yourself of unbecoming traits such as pride or excessive concerns about money, and be open-minded to other people, even when their worst traits are showing. They may have something to teach you. If sadness or grief has been a part of your life recently, use the depth of emotion underneath the situation to nourish your soul and clarify your vision. Lots to unpack there. This is a good one, though. I feel this is a very fortunate place for us all to be in this energy for the collective. So it's not that sadness or grief is not going to happen, but understanding and using that depth and accepting the emotions underneath, that there is a way that we can regain our power to nourish our soul and to clarify our vision moving forward. There are lessons in everything. I hate it when people tell me, "Oh, it happens for a reason." You're like, why does it have to happen again? Wow. What are your methods, Rhonda, for overcoming adversity when you're looking for the lessons in things that may be hurtful, or we don't want them to happen. We don't want the bad things to happen.
Absolutely. But those are the things that, those challenges and those things, obstacles that may come up in our lives, I don't think those things are there to punish us. Sometimes those things are there to show us just how resilient we are, just how strong we are. It's like all the time I'm counseling people on not trying to avoid the obstacle. Like, how do you not know that you can break through if you don't go through it? Like, you
Yeah.
absolutely have to deal with it and then allow those things to pile up and elevate you. Like, I believe that every challenge that comes along, there is a lesson. It's almost like the adage of, is the water glass half empty or is it at half full? Like, always look at it as full, even the obstacle. The obstacle doesn't have to be an obstacle. The obstacle can literally turn into an opportunity. So
Yes.
how you approach the situation, that literally makes or breaks it. I
And
believe in
just
that
having
very
that
strong.
faith,
Yes,
that there's
for
something
sure,
behind this, shakeup or whatever it may be.
for sure.
So we received our words of wisdom while I was reading, if you heard the tone. The words of wisdom today, if everyone can have their pen and write this down in cursive. To be truly forgiving, you must be willing to forget. So these words carry an energy that just by saying them, by reading them, by ingesting them into ourselves, they are helping us to resolve our stress, our tears, and our leaks within our emotional or and our frequencies. So to be truly forgiving, you must be willing to forget. Does that resonate with you, Rhonda?
It does. Sometimes it is those things, like when we hold on to things people have done to us or said about us. You don't hold on to that. You just process it and let it filter out into the universe,
Mhm.
because don't it'll have you stuck. Like, if you just hold on to bitterness and hold on to anger, like, it'll just keep you stuck in a place. You get it, you process it, and let it flow. Literally, brush your shoulders off, or
Mhm.
you fell down, like, get up and just keep moving forward, because
It's
it's
like
all
that quote
about
I keep reading. Like I think on Instagram, I see this come up a lot where people talk about, wishing, not forgetting and like holding negativity for someone else is like drinking poison, hoping the other person's going to die.
It is. And what happens is, you're the one that's getting poisoned when you hold on to it. Like,
Yes.
let it go. Like, it's called stress. It's called so many different things. Like, you have to be willing to just process it, move away from it as quickly as it came in, get rid of it and move on forward, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. So, yeah, and the reason why, as a reminder for everyone, the reason why I encourage you to write this down in cursive, it's because it allows you to use different areas of your mind that you wouldn't otherwise use in a day-to-day basis. And so, what this does is it reaches more areas, more levels of your consciousness, and really helps it fully ingrain into yourself. Now you can take this, write it on a post-it note, stick it on your computer while you're working today, stick it on a mirror where you're going to see it frequently, and it's going to help you throughout the day. And I love the total randomness. That's why I love the ancient and the modern. I love that I really always feel truly seen when I get these words of wisdom, and
Mhm.
sometimes I don't understand them and I have to look them up. Like if it's a Bible verse or something I don't know by heart or it doesn't make sense to me, when I look it up, I'm like, that's exactly what I needed to
Mm.
hear right now. So I hope that you all enjoy that. Let us know if that resonates with you. And the immediate future of the energy that we're in right now, as we're shifting from the cauldron into returning, there's going to be a turning point that recharges you and eventually brings you success. And I think a lot of us been waiting to hear that. I've heard a lot of you out there just saying you're so, so tired. And it's so, for a lot of us on this side of the hemisphere, it's so, so hot. And just, your chi feels very low, your goals feel so far, but there's a turning point coming. So it's this hexagram of 24. It's associated with the turning of darkness back towards the light, and talks about the shifts on the solstices. But don't move too fast as a new momentum is just beginning. This turnaround requires that your energy be recharged by adequate rest so that your life force is not depleted prematurely. And the principle of hibernation is talked about here, allowing your energy to renew so that you can move forward in your actions. So if you've been feeling low energy, give yourself a day. If you need to recharge, give a call to your friends if you need to get some momentum going in that direction, but it's coming. The careful development of relationships after the split of old ones might be appearing in your life right now. And Rhonda, you're laughing. Is that happening to you? Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, because we're going through shifts right now, right?
Let it shift out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the relationships aren't always going to
Mhm.
be the same, right? And is that like it's healthier to have the change than the
Yes.
stagnation?
Yes. It's almost like changing fruit. Like you have a beautiful fruit bowl behind you with
Yeah,
oranges,
yeah,
but you're going to at one point change those oranges because the longer you let them sit,
yeah.
they're going to start decomposing.
Yeah,
So
you know what? You're right. Like,
just that same
yeah,
thing in relationships. Like sometimes like you have to be willing to let things play out and cycle out the way they need to. People come into our lives for a reason and sometimes for a season, and sometimes to teach us a lesson, sometimes to get a lesson from us. And you have to be willing to understand that. And again, keep moving forward and process through it.
yeah, and not attach,
And
um,
yes, definitely,
not attach because you
definitely,
love them so much because they might get rotten.
absolutely,
Does that
absolutely.
make sense? Talking about your food
Yeah,
analogy.
it does. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
funny that you notice I always keep
Mhm.
oranges in the center of my home for feng shui purposes. For oranges they're representing great abundance and health and wealth. And so that's something, too, since you pointed it out, Rhonda, that everyone can do as feng shui homework in this week too, is you can bring some citrus into the center of
Yes.
your home
Mhm.
environment, and you can keep it on you. You can keep 9 orange peels on you during this time to help protect you and keep you in good fortune.
Mhm.
It's said to help ward off illness as well too. So, but yeah, since you pointed out, I feel like I should probably explain to everybody too
Mhm.
my fascination with oranges, and I don't know if this is related to the reading or not too, but so in talking about fruit and relationships, since we kind of went there, the cool thing about oranges is that you can use them past their point of maturity and something that you would eat. So you can take even the rinds from the oranges and boil them down. You can make yourself an essential oil.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I don't know if that can be, if I don't know if I can throw that back to you to relate that back to relationships, but relationships, they can be surface level, they can be deeper, and they can be in small doses, the right thing for
Mhm.
us at the right time.
Mhm. Yes.
Rhonda, yeah, I'm sorry, I'll let you talk about my little orange thing there.
No, I love it. Definitely, whether we call it conjure or magic, oranges are used and have been used for centuries. And probably at least twice a month, I even do a prosperity ritual where you take the 9 oranges and you cut them in half and you like put them in the tub and make a bath. And so not only is it a bath that is bringing in prosperity into your life, citrus is great for even expelling things. So if you were going to take that bath on a ritual where the moon is waning, it turns into a ritual of repelling and removing negative things in your life. If you're going to take that bath, this is a great time. We're in a great moon cycle that's getting ready to be extraordinary for everyone. If you were going to take any kind of spiritual bath during this cycle, you would definitely want to put oranges in. And again, we were talking earlier about harvest, and this is a great harvest season. And so then afterwards, when you use oranges, you take the peels, you dry them out. I don't even make money oil without putting orange peels in them. So there's just like oranges are so incredible and can be used in so many different modalities. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you never know. So I feel like there's a reason why we brought up the oranges. So
Yeah.
everyone, like that might be
I didn't even mention being a feng shui professional. So I do have a bowl of oranges like on my tables because
Yeah,
that's important. Yes.
yeah. Yeah, and you bring so much wealth of information from feng shui to the herbals to from your ritual, from your heritage, and then injecting it and being able to use that into showing up as a guide for others. And you are a projector in human design, right?
Yes, I am a projector.
Yeah, just like me. So 2 projectors here, everybody. Lots of energy, lots of advice coming to you from us.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been a topic lately on the past couple energy upgrades. We've had Rachel on here too, doing the work that you're doing with me right now, and Nicole Simpson, who's local to us as well. Yeah, so human design too, I think is really important as we're talking about energy types. And if you guys didn't watch those, go back and watch the previous episodes and then come back here and catch up, because now is a good time to take an inventory of yourself, where you are, where are you in progress towards living your best life and achieving your goals. And relationships are really, really important to that feeling like you have the right energy around you and support. So if you're feeling called to reach out to Rhonda, I'm going to include her information in the link in the description box. And Rhonda, you are starting your YouTube channel as well. So
yes, like it has been like for the last couple of days, I've been thinking, trying to figure out what the channel name is going to be. Like there's so many services that I offer. There's so much so many different modes of businesses that I have. And so I think I finally come up with a name, and I'm gonna get the channel ready here this weekend, actually.
Yeah, so I will make sure those links are updated when we have them, so you can join Rhonda in her discussions as she delves more into the relationship guidance, which I think is going to be super powerful. And I'm going to be there all the time. I'm so grateful and to know you, Rhonda, and to be able to bring you to the Energy Upgrade audience and impart your wisdom in today's reading.
Thank you so much.
Let's together, before we leave, let's leave some energy with the Supercharger. And then I'll let you go back to your day. So we're going to be charging as people, the Energy Upgrade YouTube viewers. So we are going to be sending you some energy here based on today's reading of what we are experiencing as a collective. Always sending you with abundance.
Yes.
And as we talk about that, yeah. What came to your mind? You're good at this.
Love.
Love, the highest frequency. Yes.
Clarity.
That did come up.
Creativity.
Did.
Yeah,
I like that too. Love, clarity, creativity.
Nourishment came up earlier.
Nourishment came up a lot. Yes. And joy.
Yes.
Yes. Don't forget the joy in all of this.
Yes.
Make sure that you have your circle of supporters around you, that you can stay on the optimistic side. If you're feeling a little bit down, ask for help. I'd say also discernment in being able to evaluate who's around you and also in your team, if this is a work thing.
Yes.
Because it sounds like there may be some people around you that aren't fully equipped to help you towards your goals. So do a little evaluation there. I think this is pretty good. Let's leave everyone with this today. And Rhonda, is there anything else that you would like to share before we head on out?
I am just grateful, always grateful for great friends, definitely, like you, Lisa. Grateful for the opportunity to share any wisdom, and definitely you're going to be seeing me out here in these social media streets. So I look
And you
forward
should come
to
back again.
meeting
Yeah,
you.
come back. It's more
Absolutely.
fun to
I
have
would love to.
out there. Yeah. Well, I really greatly value you. I've learned so much from you too. And it's, that's great to be able to surround yourself with people that also, have this great joy to uncover and delve into things that are a little bit out of the ordinary. And so it's exciting, anything that you can do within your life to improve who you are at the core, whether it is learning more about yourself, picking up a new hobby,
Mhm.
taking on challenges outside of the grind, right? Like,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. So let us know if any of this resonates with you in the comment box below. If you're feeling like you're in the grind, hopefully we've shooken you up a little bit here with some new energy. This supercharge is going to carry you through in the next 2 weeks, but I'm going to be back here next week with another energy upgrade session, and I will see you then. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, many blessings times 9.